Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Saturday Night's Star Power. We are very excited to be here today playing some more Fate in our JoJo anime kind of clusterfuck inspired game. We will get to that in a second. Very happy to have everyone here. But first, we're going to talk about some of the things we got going on the channel, promote all of our other shows that are going on. Earlier today, Savannah and I finally sat down and streamed some more video games. Hopefully do more of that in the future. Did some Resident Evil Village, got all the way through the first boss fight. It was great. So you can check out the VOD on that.
This one is scary.
This one is scary. Savannah screamed a few times.
I got jump scared probably about every 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, it was good. But our streams going forward, tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern time, we'll be playing more Thursday's Children. We're playing a game called Wesen, where we are...
It's gotta be offensive.
I'm pretty sure it's not. We're playing a Scandinavian horror, monster hunting, kind of paranormal investigative RPG. Come join us tomorrow for that. It's very fun. And a few of the folks here are in it. Otherwise, our schedule throughout this next week should be pretty normal. I don't think we have too many changes, other than the fact that next weekend we will not have some of our scheduled streams, most notably or the only two, being Neon Souls on Friday, and then Saturday's Mistborn on Saturday. We will be dark for those. Something else may happen. Somebody might decide to stream something, but we won't have those scheduled streams. That's pretty much it as far as announcements. I'm going to let my players here introduce themselves and talk about who they are, who they're playing here tonight, and anything else they've got going on. Starting with Savannah.
It's me. Hello. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. I'm here on this, my lovely home channel, Thursdays through Sundays, either playing in games or running them, usually playing, but I run Thursday's Children on Sundays, so come hang out, because we are gonna have a little bit of my favorite thing, a time break, and do a little bit of downtime, and then we're gonna get into this new mystery and hopefully some character.
It's delayed, but
backstory
time break. Someone had to say it. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Listen, it means a lot that you guys put in the effort to do this bit with me. Yeah, and then on Sunday nights, I am on twitch.tv/lbhackemup at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm streaming video games. Those aren't on my schedule because I usually decide with about 15 minutes of warning that I'm going to do them. But right now, me and Val obviously are playing Resident Evil 8, and I just started Nancy Drew Ghost of Thornton Hall, and boy howdy is that too scary to be a game for children. It's very scary. So I'm doing those during the day. So just look at my Twitter and I'll tweet when I'm going to do those. Today I am playing Piper Hale, the brazen professional singer-songwriter. And she's got an anima named Vega, who's a big, loud speaker boy, who she loves very much with all of her heart. He looks kind of like a transformer. And I also do the voice of Vespa.
That's me. Hi, everybody. It's me, RJ. You can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things and sometimes stream with my friends. I think next time we're streaming, we're having a Red Dead poker night, so that's going to be fun. I'm everywhere on the interwebs, so I normally just retweet whenever I'm live and post at the various Discords that I'm in. Today, I'm playing Feng, who's a troubled fledgling phantom hunter, and his anima, 4 Emperors. I'm also voicing Omega.
Yeah, you is. At some point today, probably. Hi, I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on Twitter as a Greek Sid. Usually talking about the fun stuff I do here, thereabouts. I'm here on Thursdays where I run Good Society. I'm here on Fridays for Neon Souls. I'm here on these Saturdays and on Sundays for Racing. And I'm also, yeah, that probably is really offensive. You know what? I am Scandinavian, so I own it. And
They're white. It's fine.
it's fine. And then on Mondays, I'm over on twitch.tv/InfiniteRP playing Flames of Freedom, which is the Revolutionary War plus like Eldritch Horror, which is pretty damn cool. Yeah, but tonight I'm playing Penny. Penny is the Tech Whiz member of the Isa family. Also, Omega is my friend, and then I voice Vega.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventures stream. Today I'm going to be playing as Vivi, who is an avaricious thief for hire. Her anima is a swarm of bees named Vespa. That's what I'm here for.
And I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays, doing stuff like this. Like I said before, I run a game called Neon Souls on Fridays. It's a cyberpunk game. We're getting very close to our season 2 finale. Then on Saturdays, I run this game. And also Saturday nights, Mistborn. We're playing the Mistborn RPG, if you're familiar with the books, by Brandon Sanderson. That is at 5 o'clock, same time as this on Saturdays. Neon Souls is at 9 on Fridays. But tonight, I'm going to be playing everyone else. Y'all ready to get going? Okay. Considering I got smiles and not middle fingers and looks of hatred, we'll see how this session goes. Let's jump in for our recap. I'm gonna do some more mood music. Let's see if this gets too spooky. Previously on Saturday night's Star Power, your group having been brought together in this new timeline, in this new setting of Las Vegas, has been investigating, or were investigating, a series of murders seeming to be committed by a phantom masquerading itself as one Elvis Presley. You had done some research into this creature, this phenomenon, using the vast resources of the Isa family, which Penny belongs to. And also doing some on-scene investigating of the creature at the hotel on the Las Vegas Strip, hotel/casino, called the Platinum Star, where the murders had taken place. You learned some information, got into a bit of trouble as Vivi was spotted making her entrance into the hotel room. However, we were able to escape without too much difficulty, and came up with a plan to hopefully track down and take out this creature using the abilities that you all possess. As you were coming up with a plot to take out this elfish, as we were calling it, given that the phantom itself took on more of the appearance of sort of this ghostly anglerfish that was projecting this illusion as part of its powers. Vivi got a call from a fence coworker, acquaintance, potentially friend of hers, named Jackie, who had been seeing this, been stalked, was in the process of being stalked by this Elvis. You quickly made your way to Jackie's apartment where she was hiding out, finding her locked in her apartment. And as you tried to keep her safe, the creature attacked. A battle broke out, causing destruction and catastrophe within the apartment building, destroying the walls of one of the downstairs neighbors of Jackie, and tumbling out into the street, where a combination of Piper and Feng's abilities caused a massive crater, I believe. I think Vivi had some say in that too, causing a massive crater to open up a sinkhole in the sidewalk leading down into the sewers below, where you were finally able to dispatch this phantom before it was able to escape. Having done your job and hearing sirens approaching, you were able to kind of calm Jackie down. Her not being able to see the phantom or the manifestations of your powers, your anima, you convinced her to keep quiet about most of this, and then fled the scene. As you escaped, unbeknownst to any of you four, Jackie received a visitor masquerading as a police officer, entered her apartment to speak with her, and then promptly stabbed her in the back with a blade of some sort, causing her to collapse in her own blood on the floor, which they used to begin to write a message on the wall of her apartment. That's where we're going to pick up here today. I want to skip a little bit forward in time, assuming that you all return to your homes, or is anyone sticking together for this evening? I guess I just need to know if y'all are together when for this scene, or if it's going to be Vivi on her own.
Vivi on her own, Hundo. She goes back to her hideout at the roller derby.
Okay. So the rest of you can decide after where you might be at this point. I think on it a little bit more. But Vivi, back at the roller derby at I assume like an office or something in the back where you might be, or a lounge. Maybe they used to use it for birthday parties, and you've kind of made it a little bit more comfortable and homely.
Yeah, she's got a few like personal items in here. Like I'll say that she's got like a refurbished like jukebox that she uses to play oldies. It's the kind that like, you know, picks up the record and like puts it down and like plays it. And there's just
Jukebox Hero, one of them.
Sure. I don't know what music is.
Oh no! I'll put it in chat.
But yeah.
Vivi, oh, go ahead.
That's it.
Okay. You get a phone call. Looking at your caller ID, it is from I don't have a name, St. Sebastian Memorial Hospital.
Hello?
Is this Vivian Coyle?
Speaking.
You're listed as an emergency contact for Jackie Ho.
Yeah, what's going on?
She's currently admitted here in critical care. I don't have any other family to contact, and we need somebody here to sign some forms. Can you get down here? I know it's late.
Sure. What happened? What's going on?
She was found in her apartment. There had been some sort of accident there. It seems like it might be some sort of gas leak, an explosion, and she seemed to have been injured in the incident. I'm sorry, I know this might come as a shock, but we really need someone down here to sign some forms, her power of attorney.
I see. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do about that.
All right.
Beep. She's gonna send some bees down to the hospital. She'll start heading in that direction, but she's going to send some bees ahead to try and do some scouting. Essentially,
Okay.
she's worried that this is a trap. Give me a
Okay.
second. My headphones cut out.
Oh no.
Quickly talk about how wonderful Danae is.
DanaeKeener.com. Please go there.
DanaeKeener.com.
Get commissions.
Comic Sans
There we go.
shirt. What?
Hello.
You were
Hi.
shilling your art while you were gone.
Oh God. Okay.
You okay, you're gonna scout out. You have a new thing for this, right?
I do. Oh boy. The new thing that I got and immediately misplaced. Here we are. It's called What's the Buzz? Because Vivi's too cool to say that anymore. And I still like it. Each individual in the swarm that makes up Vespa has an opportunity to benefit the collective. Roll with burglary when attempting to gather information that could conceivably be obtained by a fly or a bee on the wall.
I like that. So yeah. Yeah, so you can roll burglary for this as you're scouting the hospital. It's a fairly large spot. There's a lot of people there, so even with all of your bees, I'm going to say it's going to be a little harder than average to potentially scout out every nook and cranny of the hospital. So I'm going to put this at a 2.
Understood. Well, with my +3 or +4 in burglary, I get a 3.
Okay. You so succeed with style there. Trying to think. I was trying to think of what kind of role this is. This is overcome an obstacle, or this is create an advantage. But I think this is more of. This would be more creating an advantage if there was anything present. So, succeeding with style here, I think it is going to give you the advantage of the hospital being like a familiar location to you. So, I think I would just give it familiarity as the advantage here, or the aspect. The bees swarm ahead of you. You send a small cloud as you get in your car or your bike. I don't remember what Vivi drives.
She drives her own dag feet. She Spider-Man's across the city.
Okay. So you use it, keeping half for yourself to propel you in your spider in your bee woman flight.
That is an insect. Huh.
I was gonna say spider bee for a second, and I realized
Spider
that
bee.
Spider bee. Does.
it's not
Oh,
what I
that's gonna
wanted
be
to
my new
say.
spider sona. Okay.
You receive this. I'm imagining it's like, as far as like your vision, kind of like how this information comes to you. If it's like in flashes, or you're seeing like almost like little like screens kind of around like in compound eyes like in your vision, where it's like maybe obscuring some of your current vision and you're seeing like flashes from the hospital, or if it's just kind of a mass consciousness where whatever they're seeing and thinking that you're somehow experiencing that too. Do you have an idea for kind of how that's coming across to Vivi?
I want to say that like when she gets close to the hospital, she'll like settle in at a bus stop. At this point, she's like pulled on a leather jacket and like popped up the collar. And she's got some like sunglasses on. And she's just sort of sitting there trying to keep a low profile. And she basically just like switches between bees, like she's flipping channels on a television.
So
A faintly yellow tint to everything.
So you scout out the hospital, and I will say it's a aspect with 2 free invokes because you succeeded with stop, or no, you succeeded regularly. So aspect with 1 free invoke.
Gotcha.
So you get flashes of the hospital itself. Most of it's what you'd expect. You see doctors attending to patients, walking the hospital, orderlies doing their rounds. The emergency room is fairly crowded for a a weekday afternoon or evening. Eventually, you do come across one of the bees that has made it to the ICU, and it's there you do see Jackie, currently in a hospital bed. A few physicians around her. She's hooked up to an IV and a ventilator. Obviously not conscious at this time, and she has doctors currently attending to her condition. You can see that there's some wrappings around her waist. It's been a few hours. It looks like she's already had some like minor surgery, or not minor, but she's had some surgery already and been moved to the ICU as like post-surgery at this time. So yeah, she doesn't look good, but she's alive. As far as the rest of the hospital, you don't see anything too suspicious. It's just most of what you'd expect. But there are a couple of cop cars outside. Not necessarily out of the ordinary, but there is a presence of like a few police officers. They're currently talking with physicians near where Jackie is currently resting.
Okay. And the person that called her said that she needed to like fill out some paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no way she's showing up. She's not leaving a paper trail. She is going to keep an eye on what's going on there. I think she's gonna pop out her flip phone, the one that's the burner to Piper, and she's gonna give her a call.
Hello?
Hey, I've got a quick question.
Sure.
What the fuck?
Okay. Hold on. I can't think of anything that I did. What?
I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
Is Penny the kind of person who would stab somebody to get back at me?
Stab? Absolutely not.
You're sure about that?
Oh, yeah. No, she wouldn't get her hands dirty like that.
All right, I've got another question. Last time we left Jackie, she definitely wasn't stabbed, right?
No. I don't know. I was kind of having a moment, so I mean, unless I just really, really don't remember.
Because I am looking at a very stabbed Jackie right now.
What?
Yeah. She's in the ICU.
Okay, so she's alive, which we should lead with. Vivi, what happened?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. And stab her.
Okay. Well, thanks. You helped me narrow things down.
Do you need help? Like, should we go to the hospital? Like,
Oh, no. There's cops all over the place. We don't want to be anywhere near there.
what do we do?
It's not necessarily a we thing.
You kind of made it a we thing when you called me.
I was just making sure that it wasn't who I thought it was. It's not.
Why would Penny stab her?
I don't know. She hates me.
Not enough
Even
to
have-
stab somebody that's not you.
I know, right? I even gave her stuff back. It'd be extra rude to stab somebody after that.
Yeah. No,
No,
I mean,
it was probably somebody else. I've got other friends in town.
You don't think it has anything to do with the Elvis fish thing, do you?
I mean, no, right? We already took care of that.
It's just like kind of a weird coincidence, I feel like.
Well, I guess that's what you can look into. If that'll make you feel better.
Vivi, I'm going to give you one more thing as the I think you're still getting some of the images coming in from the bees at the hospital too. You see the officers that were talking to the physician move away, and they go to speak with somebody else who's not in a uniform. Appears to be a detective. You see their shield on their hip, and they begin to have sort of a conversation. You see the detective has a small kind of like folder binder that they're looking through, and they're taking some notes in. Paperclip to the top of that that binder are a couple of like photos, Polaroids that are currently in there, and one of them, they're sort of overlapping. One of them is of Jackie, currently that as they kind of found her, or actually it wouldn't be of Jackie, it'd be of like a blood stain like on the floor of her apartment. The other one that you can only see half of underneath appears to be of her wall, and it looks like writing, like very large writing on the wall that you can only make out a few letters of as the pictures are overlapped.
Okay. She's like in like mid sentence with Piper, and she goes, "Whoa, oh, hold on. Yeah, okay, I gotta go."
Now, sorry, I didn't actually have anything to say because usually by now you've hung up on me.
You don't actually. Never mind. Click.
Damn it.
So she clicks that flip phone shut, puts it in her pocket. Gosh. Like, where would the hospital be? There's no like large body of water in Vegas. It's out in the middle of a desert. She like she like looks around for a bit, like gets out her other phone, and I imagine this one's like actually a touch screen. And she just like neatly snaps it in half and tosses it into some bushes. Like, can't use that anymore. She gave my phone number to somebody I didn't want them to have. And she's going to start heading towards the hospital with the intention of getting a hold of that photo.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the largest body of water in Las Vegas is the
Is a fountain?
outside the Bellagio.
Which is, I imagine, nowhere near the hospital.
I don't think there's a hospital on the on the main
Yes,
strip.
the Bellagio Hospital.
Yes.
St. Bellagio.
St. Bellagio.
Maybe she won't let her. Maybe she'll just snap it in half and toss it into a dumpster.
Okay. So Vivi heads there. Piper, you just got this information. What do you do with it? Is Piper alone right now, or is she with the others?
What do you guys think?
Penny left, checked in at home, and then immediately went to the poker tables.
Feng's milling around, so if you want to hang with Feng.
Okay. Piper and Feng are hanging out.
So Penny's working, technically speaking.
Feng, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Penny would stab someone?
In what context? Just randomly stab someone? Maybe.
Yeah, so we have a problem.
Did Penny stab someone?
I don't think so. No. Shit, I forgot her name. Jackie? You know, the Vivi's.
Okay.
We were in her
Yeah. All
apartment.
right. Mm-hmm.
She's in the hospital. And she got stabbed.
Pulls out his phone, quickly texts Penny. Hey, you wouldn't stab anyone, like, vindictively, would you? Send.
Penny's like got her hand, has her phone next to her, looks at it. Call. What the fuck? No? Goes back to her game.
Penny said no.
Did you just text her and ask her if she could stab someone?
Yeah, I figure that's the quickest way to get an answer out of her.
What if she's lying? Okay, look, I don't think she actually did it, but we have a problem, I think, because the person that we just saved from getting murdered by Ghost Fish Elvis got stabbed and is in the ICU.
All right, that's a lot to unpack. So what do we do? Are we heading over there, or?
Vivi said not to. Apparently there are cops everywhere. I don't know. Do you think we really got rid of the thing?
Well, from the books that we read, it can divide, so probably not.
Shit.
What time is it now, Val?
I'd be late. Maybe 1 in the morning.
It's a bit late now for a patrol, but I guess I can go out for a bit and take a look around again.
Okay. I'm a little out of my league here.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we should update Penny.
You know what? I'll just call her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Penny.
Just want a big hand. Pulls her chips in. Yeah.
Hey, you wouldn't stab anybody, would you?
Okay, is this some sort of like puzzle game or something? Like, what is going on?
You remember Jackie, right?
Am I the blind? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Vivi's friend. Just saved her life, right?
Yeah, that's okay. She's alive. I'll start there.
Did something happen?
She may have been stabbed and is now in the ICU at the hospital.
By what?
I don't know.
By a person?
I don't know. Vivi just said they called her.
What hospital?
Trying to remember if she told me.
I don't know if she did.
I don't know.
What was her last name?
So,
Trying to decide if Piper knows that.
Well, Piper would remember
would
that.
Piper forget the name Ho?
No. Ho! Got one.
Funny. No. Her actual
No.
legal name?
No, her name's Jackie Ho.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Like Jackie
that
O?
I got it.
Obviously.
Of course.
What did you think I meant?
Nothing at all. And yeah, I'll raise. I will be off the phone in a moment.
Are
Okay?
you at the
This is a business
casino?
call. Of course I am. Call. Okay, let me just finish this hand and I'll get back with you, okay? I'll do some I'll find her and I'll tell you where to meet me.
I mean, do you not think that maybe this is a little more important than whiling away your family's money at the casino? Just saying. She's in the ICU.
3 of a kind. Thank you. Yeah, I'm leaving.
Kind of means we don't have a lot of
Thanks.
time, Penny.
I'm leaving right now. Click. Gathers up all of her chips. Cashes them out.
Turns around on Feng. Do you have like a problematic addiction that I need to know about? Because one of my friends is a serial burglar and the other smokes, I think, at least a pack a day and also spends most of her time in the casino when she's not working.
I like smoothies.
As long as it's not the peanut butter ones every time, I think you're fine.
Okay. I like the peanut butter ones.
I do
Penny
too.
would like to do a quick search and see if she can find anything in hospital admittance or anything like that for a Jackie or Jacqueline Ho.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. That's I just to move things along. You might not find anything in like getting into the hospital records, but you run a search in like social media and stuff, and you see some articles about like the explosion that happened over at the apartment complex, and then kind of cross-referencing that by the nearest hospitals, you find St. Sebastian's and make the logical conclusion that she would have probably been admitted there.
Texts Piper and Feng. St. Sebastian's. I'll meet you there in 10.
I guess we're going.
Okay. So everyone else heading over there, Vivi, you definitely get there first because you were very close. So you're going. What you enter through like the main doors, or what's your approach here? I guess I should say.
Well, she wants to get to where those cops were and get a hold of specifically that photo with the writing on it. She wants to find that first of all.
Okay.
And if that's in any place that she's not allowed to be in, she like walks right past the front desk, goes directly into the gift shop, buys some flowers, and then just acts like she's supposed to be there.
That works. It gives you a little bit of a distraction. So you grab some flowers from the gift shop, walk past the nurse who's currently speaking with a line of people that are waiting to be admitted, and they sort of give a look over to you for a second, like they're about to say something, and they get distracted and they sort of lose track, not looking for I think you bypass needing to get a visitor's badge. You make your way up the elevator to the 3rd floor, and you're heading down kind of a long hallway of the hospital. Patients currently, some walking in through the halls, a lot of doctors and orderlies and other people. It's not very crowded, super busy right now because it is so late, but there's a presence of people, not anywhere super isolated, but nobody seems to give you a second look. And at the end of the hallway, you can see 2 police officers currently standing near the nurses station for this wing, and a detective currently on the phone.
Okay. Who currently has a hold of like the folder full of evidence?
I think it is sitting on the counter at the nurse's station, and the detective sort of has one hand on it, just like not like holding it down, but just has like one hand placed on the edge of it, while he's currently on his cell phone having a conversation with someone else.
Gotcha. She's gonna like grab a magazine and like sit down in a chair, and like feign like she's waiting for her turn to like visit somebody, and basically just wait for him to walk away from it, or to either walk away from it, or to like present an opening for her to try and get to the folder without drawing much attention to herself. I'm playing Hitman now. And for that matter, she'll probably even like put a B next to him so that she can like overhear what he's saying.
Okay. You I think I have something in mind, but I'll do like a little bit of the conversation first. The beacon flies up and hovers nearby, unseen by anyone here. Doesn't seem any of them have, as far as you can tell, anima abilities. And you hear the tail end of the conversation. It says, "Yeah, no, nothing yet. He still hasn't regained consciousness. Yeah, I'm gonna keep two. Yeah, I'll keep two here. As soon as she's back, we'll see if we can ask her a few questions. All right. Any lead from samples at the scene? All right. Let me know when you get the results back on those. Okay." Click. Hangs up the phone. Because we're staying with Nobody Says Goodbye in this universe still. The detective begins to move away, and goes to sort of like pick up the folder. I think I'm going to... No, I'm not going to do that here. He picks up the folder and goes to speak with the two officers for a second. They have a brief conversation, and then he begins to move away from them towards the elevators.
Okay.
Still has the folder in hand.
All right. Vivi's gonna stand up her and like as he like heads for the elevator, she's going to accidentally bump into him and knock the folder out of his hands.
Okay. Let me get my big old list of skills up here so I can figure out which one it might be. I guess burglary fits here. Let me just double check the description on that. I would think either that or like deceive are going to be the closest, but I think burglary kind of covers everything with like sleight of hand. Characters stealing things, getting into places that are off limits. Yeah, so I think burglary works here.
All right, let's go for it.
And I'm gonna roll a notice check for the officer or for the detective. Yeah, forgot my dice. That's 2. That's 4.
Oh dang. Well, I rolled pretty darn good. And it's a 6 for me.
Nice. Okay. So he's pretty is trained in this and is keeping pretty vigilant. Not the easiest mark that you've ever had. So is your idea here that you maybe bump in and kind of slip the photos out of the binder, while you after you bump into him?
Like the goal is to like make things just like fly everywhere. And like she'll like even like loosen the like fastenings on her flowers so that they like get mixed up with everything. And then she like puts on the crocodile tears, like she's just lost someone important to her, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and she like gets down and starts helping him pick up the stuff. And as she does so, she finds the thing that she's looking for and surreptitiously takes a picture with her phone and then like helps him put everything back together.
Okay.
I lost someone so important.
It's fine. Just I'll pick it up. It's okay. I'm sorry for your loss. So bends down, takes a knee, and starts kind of grabbing some of the flowers and then pulling the papers together, and use that opportunity, kind of sliding one of the photo was underneath one of the papers, like reaching down to pick up a flower, sliding the photo out from underneath a little bit, and then before he has a chance to pick it up, just clicking a photo with the phone in your hand. And he shortly after that takes the photo, kind of separating it from the flowers, putting everything back in his binder, double checks everything in there, and then looks up at you and says, I'm sorry for your loss.
I just
really
cherish
fine.
every moment, okay? Just like, oh god. And then she just leaves. Like she leaves like with a half of a bouquet of flowers. Like there's still some flowers on the floor. She's also like just placed one in his lapel.
Okay. I'm gonna do a compel
Oh boy.
on your troubled past aspect, and the cop, as you turn around to walk away, sort of says, "Hold on one second. Do you stop or do you run for it?"
She acts like she doesn't hear him. She just keeps on walking.
Kind of hear, like, from down the hall a little bit, it sounds like you're getting distance, like he might not be following you. Just see you're like, hey. Damn it.
She casually turns the corner and then breaks into a sprint.
Okay. You sprint down the hall. One of your bees alerting you for a second that he's coming, or he's about to come around the corner as you duck into a patient's room, and the detective rounds the corner, looks down the hall, looks back into the folder, has a troubled expression, tucks the folder into under his arm a little more securely, and then grabs his phone to make a phone call as he heads back towards the nurse's station.
Oh, she's got to get the hell out of here.
All right. You dart down the stairs, or going down the steps instead of taking the elevator, since you'd have to go back by the nurse's station for that.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
You reach the ground floor, and as you are exiting the hospital, you see Feng, Piper, and Penny walking inside.
There's just like I think a disgruntled look on her face, and she's just gonna like put what's left of the bouquet over her face and like try to walk away from them without being noticed.
So you are trying to avoid detection from them. You roll stealth. Everybody else roll notice.
Oh my god. It's a 2 for me.
2, 3, 4.
1.
0.
2.
So was that? Did you roll 2, Vivi?
I did. Is it meets beats and fate?
No. So it is, and this was something I got wrong last time. It is mixed success if you tie. So you don't get exactly what you want, but so you both get something out of it, essentially. So I can kind of let the two of you work that out on what you think the outcome is here. Maybe you don't see Vivi right away, but maybe you kind of do a double take and maybe notice her out in the parking lot.
Could she like pass and we don't really see, but then like just very faintly Penny hears like the buzz of a bee and is like, wait a minute, and then
Yep.
realize that it's after she's like almost to the exit.
I totally get that. Yeah.
So what do you do, Penny?
Turns around and I think that was Vivi.
What?
Turns back and heads toward the parking lot.
What?
Very confused Feng and Piper follow Penny as you manage to catch up with Vivi outside the doors of the hospital and just down the sidewalk a little bit.
Hey.
She stops.
What's going on?
I assume Piper caught you up.
Something happened to your friend.
Yeah.
She wasn't torn to pieces, so I'm assuming it wasn't the fish again.
Yeah, that's the assumption I'm making. She's gonna like look at her phone and like actually read the message that was on the wall.
Okay. You
But like it's in the middle of a conversation, so it like comes across as really dismissive and rude.
You look down at your phone and you kind of have to turn it a little bit because the Polaroid wasn't exactly like at the right angle. And yeah, you see a message written in blood, which you can only assume is Jackie's blood, on the wall of her apartment. And it has a pretty cryptic message. The wording exactly is, "Look beyond the veil through the shadow of the obelisk."
I think she just reads that out loud. Look beyond the veil and it was look beyond the veil within the shadow of the obelisk? Or through the shadow of the obelisk?
Through the shadow of the obelisk.
Alright, look beyond the veil through the shadow of the obelisk. That mean anything to you?
Penny would know about like the veil. Yeah. Is that pretty standard in lore?
Yeah, I mean, that's as standard as it would be for us in our modern setting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like capitalized veil? Like the veil beyond worlds or something?
Vivi just shows her the picture on her phone.
Can you send me this?
Sure.
Yeah, the veil. Obelisk. Can Penny roll lore? Anything
Sure.
vaguely in her readings about an obelisk of any kind?
Yes, you may.
Cool. There's a +4.
+4. Okay, that's very good.
Well, not great. It's a 4. But it's a 4.
I think that's very good. Let's see. Okay, so thinking back to some readings and many research you've done through the ISA archives, it does ring a bell. And you aren't. I think I'm gonna say that with the four and not having immediate access to the records, is that you remember reading something in the ISA databases a while back, and especially like related to some of the like relics and excavations that were made in moving some of the ISA storehouses and spreading them out across the world as the ISA family kind of spread and began to do their business globally. And you remember there being a reference to some sort of obelisk in that. Whether it's the same one, you're not sure, but it does ring a bell.
I think there might have been a relic called the obelisk. I'd have to go check the database, but the shadow of the obelisk. I'll check it out.
All right. Just let me know if you can find out who did this.
Yeah. Is she awake?
No.
I'm sorry.
I won't be far.
All
Just
right.
don't incriminate me in anything you do in there.
Why would we do that?
I'm just saying. I've got a reputation to uphold. I'm untouchable.
Feng walks up and pokes
her.
her.
Yes.
She just
Sorry.
All right,
rolls her eyes and hands her the flowers.
Probably a good idea.
And like a bee like crawls up from inside the flowers and just sits in the middle of one of them.
Got it.
Penny, if you want to go back and check your...
And then when she looks back up, Vivi's gone.
Penny, if you want to go back and check your books and stuff, I can stay here until she wakes up.
Okay. Do you have any police contacts?
I mean, I have a couple whose kids are fans of mine.
See if you can get any more info. Mainly about what the weapon could have been. That might help. I mean, if it was cult activity or a particular, bladed, I don't know. Just something about what actually caused the wound might be helpful.
Sure. Great. What stabbed her? How hard is it to, I don't know, like make yourself someone's emergency contact? Do you know?
It depends on if there's hard copy paperwork. If it's just in a digital database, it'd be really easy to switch over.
I'm just
You can
wondering if
literally
I
just
can pitch enough of
Put them down like that
fit.
on your phone.
Oh, really? I'm just wondering if I can go in there and pitch enough of a fit that they will like make me one of her emergency contacts, or I don't know, power of attorney or something. Because Vivi obviously doesn't want to be in the hospital or seen in the hospital, and I want to know what's going on.
Why don't you just pretend to be Vivi?
Because my face is on billboards.
They don't know what Vivi looks like, though.
Piper is Vivi.
You ever seen us
All
in
right.
the same room at the same time?
Once.
Damn it.
She'll hand Piper the flowers. All right. Just let me know if there's any changes or any more info, and I'll let you know what I find.
Where am I going?
Do you want to do research, or do you want to watch Piper's back? Really? You have to think about it that hard?
Let him think.
I was also gonna suggest I go back and try that aura reading thing at the apartment.
Oh, that's not bad. Maybe just make sure that there aren't any detectives or, uniformed officers.
I mean, the crime scene is still fresh. If I wait like another hour or two, there'd be like one person watching.
There's also like a giant hole in the wall. So.
True.
Maybe you could read it from the street. Just don't get arrested. I guess I could just sum up and say that. Don't get arrested.
Yeah, I'd miss you.
Thanks. I'd miss me too if I got arrested. Wait.
I can probably bail you out, but just you don't want it on your record, seriously.
Oh, I can definitely bail you out. It's just. Never mind.
Great. I'll be at my house.
I'll be
All right.
here.
I'll
She
text
has
if I find
some-
anything.
She has somehow during this entire conversation already called an Uber and it's there. And she just gets into the car and drives.
Wait. It was on the way.
Do you want me to drop you off?
It's fine. I could take a bus. At what? Yes, please.
Oh, I can show you my new bike.
Follows along.
This Piper rides motorcycle.
Okay. Is it pink?
No, not all of it. It's
Pink
black.
highlights.
It's black too.
Yep. Black with pink highlights.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me get the plan. Penny is going back to the Isa compound for information. Piper is dropping Feng off so Feng can do his aura reading, and then Piper is going back to the hospital to try to get information from the police.
Yeah, either to get some information from the police and then also hopefully maybe to be there when Jackie wakes up
Okay.
to talk to her. And probably to try to pretend being her cousin or something so she can get on her paperwork.
Okay.
Vivi's not gonna go too far. She's gonna park herself on a rooftop somewhere and just keep running reconnaissance.
Okay. B's still in the hospital.
Yeah.
All right. Who do I want to start with? Let's start with Feng. So Piper on her black motorcycle with pink highlights. Do you have the underlights too
Mhm.
on the motorcycle?
Those are
that
pink.
like neon pink. Yeah.
Because in this one, thanks to my most recent, I don't know what they're called, advancement, upgrade,
Stunt.
level up.
Milestone.
Milestone. Piper is a good driver in this one.
Yay!
Well, average.
Average.
Still better than a lot
you-
of people.
Yeah. You arrive at the apartment complex. I'd say there's still some like vans and stuff around. It's mostly like utility workers trying to do repairs to the street. There are some of the tenants of the apartment complex speaking with some officers outside as they're now being I think most of the tenants in like the surrounding units are being evacuated and moved to wherever they can stay. So they're still doing a lot of work nearby here, even a few hours later. But I would say the presence of the unit, Jackie's place, is probably not as heavy as it was before. CSI has finished their thing and have already moved along. So Feng, you get dropped off. Piper, you go roaring away in your motorcycle. Feng, how do you want to approach this?
Well, he's still in his wormhole security outfit,
Okay,
so
forgot about that.
kind of scratches the back of his neck, walks up to the police and just goes, hey, don't know if anyone's said anything, but Wormhole Security here to check around for any damage to our wires.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll deceive here.
Got nothing, so this is gonna be great.
Could the
given
shirt
that-
be an
Asset?
asset? Is that a thing?
I don't know if that's a thing in this system. But I will say that lowers the difficulty of the task you're trying to accomplish here. Actually, no. What you could do is you could invoke that as an aspect. I think if you wanted to try to do that to gain a +2 advantage, or
Okay.
you can do it to re-roll after you've rolled.
I want to give myself +2 because I don't think it's gonna help with a reroll.
So you spend a fate point, and you can invoke your disguised as wormhole security as a situational aspect, and you can have a +2 here. So go ahead and roll. I don't think it's gonna be entirely difficult. I think I'll put this at a 1.
I got a 1.
Okay, so you succeed, or what that is, that's a tie. So
It's a mixed success.
It's going to be a mixed success here. So you go talk to one of the officers who looks just exhausted from the evening and says, wormhole security, you said?
Yes, sir.
All right. They're currently working on restoring power, so I don't really know how much you're going to be able to do in there.
Well, I could. Turns around, flips out his cell phone, calls Penny.
Yeah.
Hey, boss, I'm here at the apartment. Looks like power's out. What do you want me to do?
Oh, well, even outside of power, you could probably get in via cell with our program to the database at the very least. Why?
Gotcha. Nothing. I'm just getting a little bit of an update from the police here.
Oh, yes. Tell them that you can access the database even without power.
Cool. I'll get that report in by 7 today.
You're getting pretty good at this. Not bad.
Thanks. Click. Turns. Boss says I can hook up via cellular.
Right. Okay. Where do you need to set up?
He's gonna say the floor above Jacqueline's floor.
All right. Davis, will you escort? The other officer comes over and leads you into or begins to try to escort you into the building.
Mm-hmm.
If Feng doesn't give any pushback with that, the officer leads you upstairs. There are some other workers coming down at the same time. You have to squeeze at the stairwell, eventually winding your way up to the 4th floor, which is one of the only untouched floors of this building, where you kind of leads you down the hall and says, is there a unit you need access to? Or
He just points at the end of the hall by a radiator or what. Well, they wouldn't have radiators in Nevada.
AC unit.
AC,
Yeah.
An AC unit. Plunk himself down and just start typing away on his phone.
All right. The officer gets bored and just stands there in the hall. Then pulls out his phone as well.
Hey, if I were to get some coffee, would you go down and get pick it up for me? I'll get you one too.
You saved yourself at the end there. Yeah. All right. Deal.
Hands over phone. Grubhub is open.
Puts in his order. You put in yours. So you have to fake the setup and what you're doing for the next 15
30
minutes
minutes and then the
Yeah.
order comes by.
Yeah. And you get the text and he says, all right, Be back up in a second. How much longer do you think you're gonna need up here?
Maybe like 5 more minutes.
Great. All right. Be right back. He heads down to get the coffee.
I'm gonna invoke something new that we just picked up. Myriad forms. 4 emperors, multiple facets allow you extreme flexibility when it comes to problem solving. Once per scene, I may use fight in place of any one skill check, and I think I'm gonna use fight instead of investigate to do the aura reading.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll for that.
And roll. Wait, nope. What? Fuck.
You
Hold
get
on.
one too many
Clear.
dice there.
Yep. I'll figure this out eventually. It's not like I've been using this all the time. 5.
5. All right. Yeah, that's very good. I'd say that is a what's the word I'm looking for?
Success?
Extreme. There's the thing beyond success. I'm trying to remember
With
what the
style,
lingo
I
is for it.
think.
With style. That's a success with style. So you're trying to do like an aura reading of the floor below.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think what you get then is sort of like a top-down view of like as you send out this like aura reading and stuff. You get this like top-down view of the apartment, and you pick up some signatures and stuff that kind of like muddled together as a lot of people have been moving in and out. A lot of like weaker auras that are kind of coming through in this mix of like grays and greens and mostly just civilians, unpowered, non-anima users. But you do notice a couple of things. One of which is immediately kind of present to you, because you while you sense like your own group's abilities, the traces of your anima's powers and the imprints that were left at the scene, there is almost like a beacon that is at the center of all of it. And it is like decaying as the aura presence has sort of fades over time. But what you're seeing is almost like the footprint of something very powerful that was there. It's definitely a phantom. And having sensed the aura of the Elvis fish from before, the Devourer from previously, if that one was a cup of water, this one is a swimming pool.
Don't like that.
I'm gonna do a compel here too. You, is with your aspect unbridled power. And I'm kind of mostly leaning into the unbridled part, the uncontrolled element of your power, maybe not being able to filter out this aura signature and being able to sort of prepare yourself for it as you're hit by this very malevolent feeling energy, kind of on the same scale as that hunger you felt from the or on the same kind of flavor as that hunger you felt from the Devourer. This one feels much more like intelligent, purposeful, collected, and it impacts you. It hits you hard, and you feel this connection in that moment, like everything that leaves an aura behind, that it doesn't, it's not necessarily like leaving a piece of yourself there. There's still that tether, something that binds it, like a trail, and that trail to whatever left the signature causes enough to like complete the circuit there with you at the the other end of it, and you feel something connect with you in your mind.
I think at this point he staggers and drops his phone, and just leaning against the window, rubbing his eyes.
The officer comes back up at that point and kind of sees you, moves a little faster down the hall. Says, "You all right, buddy?"
Yeah. They said this thing was caused by a gas leak, right?
They're still looking into that, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm feeling it right now. He'll
Right.
pick up his phone and pocket it.
You done what you needed to do up here? Get you back downstairs.
Yeah.
He goes over his radio. Hey, we might need to do another sweep up here. I think we're getting a gas leak. All right. Leads you back down to the ground floor and back outside the security perimeter.
He he kind of steadies himself. You know what? You could hand that off to your partner, the coffee.
Oh. You sure? Do you need a ride or anything? We can...
No, I'm good. My van's around the corner.
All right. Well, take it easy. Drive safe, okay?
Walks around the corner. Phone, penny.
Yeah. Did that work?
Yeah. Whatever got into the apartment and stabbed Jackie is powerful.
How powerful?
Might have connected to me on like a brain level powerful.
Are you okay? Did it say anything?
No, I can just feel it. It's gross.
Gross like fungus gross? Like gross like garbage monster gross? Like
something foreign has connected with my brain, Penny.
all right, I was just asking for specifics. It is helpful. Okay, something big. Bigger than fish big. Not good, but it's a start. You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna shoot a message to my grandma saying I'm staying over at your place.
All right, cool. You need me send a car?
Yeah. Send a van.
Do you have equipment with you?
No, I just said I was leaving in a van.
Oh, right. Okay.
All right.
Doesn't Uber XL asks for a van.
Okay. One last thing before we go on break. Penny, your Uber comes up to the Isa estate as you step out of the car. The front lights are still on the house, past the fence that sections it off from the road. And there is a car parked in the driveway that you don't recognize. A white Maserati.
Interesting. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, so probably not a client. Okay, then. Approaches cautiously. Anything weird around the outside?
Nothing strange. Everything seems fine.
Pats her gun just in case and goes inside.
All right. Head inside through the front door into the air-conditioned interior, and the lights are on in the main kind of foyer area leading back into like the kitchens near like the back part of the house. And you hear some conversation. Pleasant. No yelling or anything. As you kind of head that way, you can see standing at like kind of the other side of the island, currently like having a conversation with somebody who's blocked off by the wall. You see Victor. Looks a bit tired, a little disheveled, like he just woke up, like he woke up from sleeping a little while ago. kind of has a pretty like, he looks almost like a little bit stiff, maybe almost a little nervous, but he has a smile on his face and seems like he's having a pleasant conversation despite his nervousness. And he notices you out of the corner of his eye and says, "Oh, Benny, come on in. There's someone here I think you need to meet."
Enters the kitchen.
Enter the kitchen, and you see standing on the other side of the island, glass of wine sitting on the counter in front of them, a woman with a black hair pulled back into a ponytail behind her. She's wearing sunglasses despite being inside, and she has a white jacket, kind of a higher collar, very slim, it's kind of like an athletic build, and she looks and she gives you a very disarming smile, but you freeze for a moment when you recognize her. This is Moxie Isa, the only S-tier hunter for the Isa family. And she says, "So you're Penny. It's nice to meet you, Moxie." She holds out her hand. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
So we will be back very shortly, everyone. We're going to take our break here for a few minutes and recuperate, relax, get some drinks, use the bathroom, whatever we need to do. You should do the same. Take care of yourself. And we'll see you all back here shortly. So see you soon. Welcome back, Internet. We're here for the second half of our stream. Everybody is rested, ready to go. We're going to show some merch real quick because my shirt just got here, which I will wear later this week. Our
is it
Bump.
similar to this shirt?
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
I love what you all are doing. I would like to talk to our producer a little bit about the background music of the commercial.
You don't like that? You don't like it?
Turn it up a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
99 cents a day. You too can adopt a shrimp.
Because that's what it sounds like is happening.
It really did.
Every day, 5 shirts near you are left without someone to wear them. Do yourself a favor. Adopt a shirt from the GGK merch store. Links below us in the chat. But no, seriously,
about cups.
you can buy stuff through our
Don't
stream
forget
elements.
about cups.
Great invention. Fantastic.
I was looking for just some chill music, but yeah, that one is very. This one sounds like a corporate presentation, so I'm gonna keep this one.
Yes.
All right.
Let me show you my merch PowerPoint. Hold on.
This stream is getting off the rails. Okay.
Where we're going, we don't need rails.
Go to the links, buy some stuff, support the channel. There's some awesome shirts there. That most of them have been designed by Savannah, I think. And all of them have been designed, but with some slogans that we've come up with on our stream, and references to our shows. So if you like any of that, go check it out. Somebody will recognize the Gubba Bumps shirt, most likely. They might not understand what it actually says, but they're gonna recognize it. You might get some comments from passersby on the street. But yeah.
We say because this has already happened to one of us.
Yes, it has. Let's go ahead and jump back into it, y'all. I'll put something a little different on. Maybe we'll try this song. See how this one hits us. God, all these are just so melodramatic. No, we're gonna go with this one. Penny, you shake the hand of Moxie, one of the premier foremost hunters of the Isa family worldwide. She lets go of your hand and goes to take another sip. She says, "So, I apologize for dropping in so late, but it seems that y'all are very busy."
Yes. The company works pretty extensively throughout the strip, along with obviously the family work. So, very busy.
Nice. Well, I would like to know where I can sleep tonight. Can somebody give me the tour?
Sure. Uncle Vic, you can head to bed if you'd like. I'm still pretty fresh.
Vic, kind of, again, a little nervously, like, "Oh, yeah, sure. Well, breakfast ready in the morning. If you need anything, my, up the stairs, third door at the end of the hall is where I'm at. So, just give a knock if you need anything. I'll, see you two in the morning. It's good to meet you, finally." Turns to you, Penny, and kind of gives like a panicked, like, help look and heads around the corner and heads to bed.
Yeah, we have several guest beds this way. Come on. Do you have
Wonderful.
any bags or anything?
Oh. I'll grab them in the morning.
Right. What brings you to Las Vegas?
Well, a few things. I received some job stuff, things, boring stuff. Take care of it very soon, I'm sure. Also heard a little bit about yourself, and apparently there's some others nearby that are working on other anima users like ourselves.
Yes, there are a few.
I heard you've been working with them.
A few. It's helpful to have more than just, well, me and Uncle Vic right now.
Well, it would be good to get some more people trained. I figured I could maybe lend a hand in that.
Sure. Actually, we just finished something up this evening, but may not be finished. Maybe something new, actually. Yeah, I can brief you in the morning.
Sounds good. Meet for coffee then. Here, I guess, in your kitchen. I'm an early riser, so I should be around.
Sounds good. Yeah, this one's fresh. Leads her to a nice guest bedroom down the hall.
Change this music, it's killing me. I'm just the atmosphere it's leading to is somebody's gonna kiss like in the next 10 seconds, so I didn't turn that music off.
Yeah, she's like a second cousin or something. That's just weird. Yeah, no.
She's right. Opens the door and kind of looks inside. You have a very nice home.
Thank you. We bought on the strip fairly early. And here we are. Again, business is pretty good. Everyone definitely wants high-end security at their casinos.
I can see that. Perhaps I should branch out on some more contracting. Either way, won't keep you up any longer. It's good to finally meet you, Penny. Heard a lot about you, and looking forward to working with you. You're much more confident than I had expected.
Thank
Good night.
you. Good night. Head down to the library to research.
All right, head down to do some research.
On this obelisk.
Okay. You look into the start going through the eyes of records, looking for any reference to this obelisk. Check something here. I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to do a compel here. Situational compel. Given the Isis family, I think, well, let me pull up the exact wording that I used for their secret protectors, compelling their secret protectors aspect. You look for references to this obelisk within the Isa servers, and you are locked out.
Well, that's never happened before, has it?
Can't say it's probably happened very often.
Tries like rewording for like a workaround of some kind.
Yeah, it's like you can find the reference to the database, like the archive information that is there on where you expected you would find the info on this obelisk, and you get a block on it saying that you do not have the appropriate clearance to view this information. Don't forget to take your fate point for the compel, by the way.
Okay, thank you. How? Okay. She can't find it in the archives, like digitally. Can she try to do a workaround of trying to find like one of the hard copy books somewhere? Like if there's like even the smallest reference, she's gonna look for the hard copy in whatever she has.
Okay. Why don't you roll investigate for me?
Okay. That is a +2. Oh, no, don't just roll the one dice. No, I wanted to add a buff. Thank you. Confirm. Roll. 4.
Oh, nice. With the 4, you don't find any books on the subject or maybe like direct writings on it, but you do find a shipping manifest from you find like the kind of the route that this came from. It looks like there was some sort of storehouse in the Middle East that a lot of these records were initially kept way back in like the 50s, and at some point they moved them, transported them to Cairo, and then from there they were shipped to the US. And the last manifest that you see is, there are a couple of shipments to different ISA kind of outposts in the within the US, where they've kept some of these more dangerous relics and pieces of this forgotten time. And you see a kind of a larger shipment. The based on the descriptions and the weights and stuff, you gather that this might be what you're looking for based on what you've tracked. Doing a little bit of investigating, and it was shipped to Vegas, the Nevada area.
So we might have it.
Potentially.
Can she get into the storerooms and try to look for an obelisk?
I would say that Penny is probably familiar enough with the storerooms to know like what is in there, and you've never seen anything that would match this description.
Okay. Who else within the family has access to the storerooms?
Well, that's a good question. We can kind of workshop that a bit too, because we don't have a lot of details for the Isa family. Because the way I was imagining it is your group here is one of the is part of the main family here. Direct Isa bloodline leading back to your progenitor. There are dozens of people throughout the world that sort of run the overall organization. Wormhole is kind of like the aspect that your family controls, is like its business enterprise, separate from hunting. There are other groups and family members that control other like important organizations and have business dealings everywhere else that kind of facilitate their hunting. You probably have a elder family member. I don't think even Victor would really have access to it as your uncle. Who is in charge of the Isa operations here in Vegas?
I guess like maybe one of my parents, like either mom or dad.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe though, like not necessarily everyone in the family has an anima even. So those that do sort of focus more on the, I don't know, hands-on, if you will, sort of deal. But the rest, I mean, are in on the secret and sort of are familiar with, everything going on. So maybe mom and or dad doesn't have an anima, but sort of heads up the organization itself.
Yeah. Well, maybe most of the people, maybe pretty much everyone that is direct descendant has the sight and can see and kind of is spiritually aware, but maybe doesn't necessarily have enough power to manifest an anima, or not one of like relevance. So yeah, we go with your dad.
Okay.
On this one, do you have a name for your pops?
Oh my god, I did ages ago. I had mom, I had dad, I had the whole shebang. It's probably in here somewhere. Probably in Aurora, actually.
Right now, if you don't have it.
We're gonna say it's Thomas, and then I will find it shortly.
Okay. All right, yeah. So your dad would be probably the only person here that would have access to more of the would probably have access to the higher security data. I think the block that you're getting, the only people that have access to this level of like sensitive data within the ISIS servers would be specifically like the heads of the families within the different locations, whoever is running the operations, management, you might say. And it's also based on your kind of hunter level or your rank. Depends on how much you have access to. I was imagining Penny is probably somewhere around a C rank.
What are the rankings?
So it's S is the top, then A, B, C, D.
Okay.
And it's based on your powers and abilities. So currently, I think Penny is kind of like cresting like C rank, probably towards trending towards B.
Dad is Paul, by the way.
Paul.
Yeah, Mom is Linda.
All right.
I found it.
And I'm Gus.
And I'm Gus. Neek.
And are we going with Penny's last name is Isa in this universe, or is,
We can,
is
yeah.
it Horologium still?
We'll go with they just kept Isa. They
Okay.
didn't change it along the way since it meant a lot more this time, this go around. So yeah, it's Isa.
Okay. So yeah, other than your dad, the only person that probably have access to it would be Moxie, that you know of.
But
Victor
I've
is
never
probably
met Moxie.
not before today.
Okay. So basically all of this is sus. Cool. Penny plays online poker for a couple more hours and passes out.
Okay, somewhere in the early hours in the morning, Penny finally gets some sleep.
Like 3 or 4 hours and then wakes up for a workout.
So let's do what's going on with Piper right now, then. Piper, you were staying at the hospital. I'm going to do a little less happy music for the hospital. All right. Where has Piper been spending the last few hours waiting for her to wake up? Or are you talking with the police before Jackie wakes?
I think if Jackie wasn't awake, then Piper was gonna do a couple of things while she was waiting on her to hopefully wake up. And try to talk to cops. And well, I'll start there. See where that leads me.
Okay. Just real quick. I don't think I had a list for this. Damn you, past Val. Okay, never mind.
So I was wondering if I could roll contacts to see if maybe one of these cops is somebody that Piper's met before. Like, kids are really big fans. Like somebody she recognizes from a couple of signings or something.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you yeah, let's go and just roll contacts. I think that's the best way to kind of establish the success of that, and then we'll see how the scene plays out.
I rolled really good. I have contacts. 6.
Damn. Okay.
I got these 3 guys.
You I was debating whether one of these cops would know, or maybe you know someone that is a police officer and you could contact them and they could help you.
Maybe
No,
there's
let's play it.
Well, I was gonna say maybe there's one cop that just always ends up on security at her shows. So at this point,
That's what I
she's
was thinking.
Darren.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with that. So you head upstairs towards the ICU, and currently the 2 cops are posted near the ICU, where they have been left by the detective. You begin to approach, and you recognize one of them, and kind of looks up down the hall, kind of glancing for a moment, then does a double take and gives a smile as you approach, and says, Piper? You're Piper, what? I don't know if you know me. I'm Darren. I work security at a few of your
Yeah,
shows.
no, of course. You're always, yeah, with the hat.
Yeah, with the hat. Yeah. Are you okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. Actually, a friend of mine is in the ICU, so I'm
Oh,
waiting around.
right. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm on duty here, so it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Actually, can we talk?
Sure.
This is, I don't know, awkward. But I think we're probably here for the same person.
Uh, are who's your friend?
Jackie Ho?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Uh, I'm. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. You know, the nurses won't really tell me anything. Do you know what happened?
Looks like there was some sort of accident.
An accident?
Potentially. It's not really my investigation. Um, Detective Bach is currently the one taking care of that.
Is the detective here?
Yeah. Do you want to speak with him? If you know anything, might be able to help.
Yeah, I mean, I can try. I'm really trying to find out what happened to her. It's kind of a freak
Right.
thing that she would end up in the ICU over an accident, you know? Must have been pretty bad.
Well, there may have been some foul play involved.
Whoa.
Like I said, it's not really my investigation.
No, I'm sure you hear things, though.
Looks like your friend might have been stabbed.
No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you said looks like, so I guess they didn't find who did it.
No, we're still looking into that. Actually, it probably would make more sense for you to talk to the detective about this. Maybe you might know who might have done something like this. Let me go grab him. Okay.
Okay.
Just wait here for a second. He heads back through the doors behind him. It's gone for a bit. Comes back out, followed by the detective. He's currently not wearing a jacket, just button-up shirt, like cleanly pressed, slacks and loafers. Has kind of brown hair that's very neatly cut and combed, glasses, and he steps out and looks around and then sort of recognizes you like anybody would seeing Piper and says, "Oh, you're Piper then."
Yeah. Hi, detective.
Hi. Detective Bach, you can call me Johan.
Okay. Johan?
Do you mind if we speak for a moment?
I would love to speak to you, actually.
Looks around, sees like there's an empty patient's room and says, "Follow me." Leads in there, closes the door. Um, I forgot this guy's name. Did you say Daryl?
Darren.
Darren, thank you.
How
I
could you
already
forget
forgot the-
Darren, beloved
I'm
NPC
sorry, I
Darren?
forgot Darren.
With the hat.
Listen, we have Darren, we have Dave, it's Danica.
Shit, we do,
Getting very
don't we?
confused with these. Yeah.
I'm on a roll, huh?
It says Darren was saying you're friends with the victim,
Yeah,
Jackie.
Jackie. She's a friend of mine. Well, we met through mutual friends. It's a whole thing.
When did you last see Jackie?
God, what time is it? It's like super late, right?
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m, I think, at this point for you.
Actually, I saw her earlier today. Me and a couple of other friends, we were over at her apartment, hanging out.
What time was this?
Oh, dinner time, maybe?
Who else was there?
A couple of friends, of mine, 2 other people. Actually, are we gonna get... That's like a crime scene, right? Are we gonna get in trouble?
Well, not unless you were there after when the crime was committed.
I don't know, I just watch a lot of those TV shows, so our fingerprints are probably all
So-
over everything.
You're not in any trouble. I'm just trying to narrow down who might have done this. If you were there at the time of or before the accident took place, then if I can narrow down the investigation, get your fingerprints so that we can eliminate them from the crime scene.
Yeah, okay.
That would make this easier. Right now, we've done a full sweep of the scene, so I'm sure if you were there, it's going to come up. But let me get your statement, and we can eliminate you as a suspect, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, I need the names of anyone else that was there so I can contact them as well.
Okay, yeah. 2 friends of ours, Feng Song and Penny Isa.
Okay. Here, and takes off a sheet of paper and hands it to you. Could you write down their phone numbers for me?
Sure.
So you're at Jackie's apartment for dinner. What time did you leave?
Around what time did the explosion happen?
Probably around like 11.
Okay.
10. We'll say 10.
I don't know, a little before 10, like 9:30, 9:45.
Okay. Did everybody leave at once? Was anyone still there when you left?
No, we left together.
Okay. After you left, where'd you go?
Penny went home, I guess, and me and Fang hung out for a while. My place.
All right.
No big deal.
Okay. What's the address for your place?
Give him the address.
So just the 2 of you.
Yeah.
Okay. And the others that were there, everyone friends of Jackie's?
Yeah.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you were leaving? Anyone suspicious? Any loud noises?
Loud noises, no. I mean, there was this weird guy across the street.
Why do you say it was weird?
Well, he was dressed like Elvis.
Okay. So this guy, when you left, did he go into the building?
No, he was just kind of standing there like a weirdo.
Okay. Anything else out of the ordinary with him other than being dressed like Elvis?
I mean, other than the fact that he was just kind of like standing there staring at an apartment building.
Had you seen this man before?
Elvis?
The man that was dressed like Elvis. Did you recognize him?
No.
All right. You didn't hear from Jackie again after that?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll have to check out some of this. I'll have to talk with the others that were there. Can you come down to the station tomorrow for fingerprinting?
Sure. Yeah.
Reaches into his pocket. Here's my card. It has the address on it. When you come by, just go to the front desk. Tell them why you're here. They'll know. They'll take you back to have your fingerprints taken so we can cross-reference that with the crime scene.
Cool.
All right. One other question. Do you know a Vivienne Coyle?
Vivian. I don't think so.
Can you roll deceive for me?
Sure.
Contrast this against his stat that is used.
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Has she still got the flowers I gave her?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No, she would have
That could
set them
come-
down at some point. Piper's not going to hold anything for more than like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Alright, fair. Would it be empathy or would it be notice?
I've rolled a 5.
Okay, sorry, I'm looking to see what would be used to contrast this.
I want to say empathy is for like reading people.
Yeah, it says empathy. Yeah, you might use empathy like you would use notice to see if you change. It's a change in attitude or intent. So I think empathy would work here. All right.
It's basically insight versus
Yeah.
perception.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's a stunt. I forgot. Lie whisperer. Wow, that was not a good roll. That's a 2. Would you roll? 5?
You succeeded with style there,
Good.
Piper.
He closes his notepad, says, didn't think so. If you do hear that name, or rings a bell later on, if you meet this person, give me a call, okay?
Can I ask why?
I'm not really at liberty to discuss, since it's an ongoing investigation, but they may know things about what happened.
Just like kind of random, I guess.
Well, like I said, it might seem that way, but there's a method to all of this.
Listen, can you tell me anything about what happened? I know it's like confidentiality and ongoing investigation, like all of that, but also like our friend got stabbed and might not wake up. And you're just like asking me about random people and
I can't decide if this is rapport.
It would just really
provoke.
mean a lot to me.
Try to decide if this is rapport, provoke. I think it's rapport, based on how you ended that sentence there. All right, gonna roll again. He's gonna roll with his will.
Shoot. Okay, 4.
I rolled 4 negatives on that.
We're best friends now. We're basically dating.
How is that? God damn. He closes the notepad. Sally says, I can't tell you everything, but it looks like she was attacked. There was we assume it was an accident at the complex. Some sort of structural failure or gas leak. Still waiting on the results for that. I think somebody might have used this as an opportunity to attack Jackie. Based on some of my investigating, Jackie may have been involved with some people that weren't necessarily the best people to be around. So, we're looking at all angles. Potentially that she might have gotten mixed in with a bad crowd. One of them might have done this to her.
And you think this Vivian person is one of them?
Yes. This person is potentially dangerous. They've been involved with some things, other incidents in the past. And, well, we think they're connected with, we think she is connected with Jackie.
I mean, did you like find something of hers, or you just think so?
Call it a hunch.
So you just think so?
I can't really say more than that.
Okay. That's fair.
Again, I appreciate your time. I know this is a difficult situation, and it helps out a lot trying to get information as soon as possible. So, come by the station tomorrow. We'll go ahead and get you cleared as a suspect, and hopefully we'll find whoever did this as soon as possible. Speaking with the doctors earlier, it looks like Jackie's stabilized, so she might pull through. If you need anything, give me a call, okay?
I'm just, kind of worried about the weird Elvis guy.
Yeah, we'll look into that too. Maybe connected with some other things that ongoing cases that we have. Like I said, we're just trying to look at this from all angles.
Yeah, because I mean, if she was like being stalked or something, then
Well, we'll see what comes up. We're pulling security footage from the complex, so we'll see what shows up on it.
does that take a long time? Sorry, I'm just like, one of my friends is like really good at computers, and I've never been very good at them. It's like, is that like hard to do?
No, not really, unless they've been damaged. We have to obtain a warrant for the information, so that we can obtain it from the owners of the complex. So get a judge to sign that first thing in the morning. Hopefully we'll get the data later that day.
Oh, okay. Tomorrow's not too long, I guess.
Yeah. Given the scope of the damage and the nature of the attack, I imagine people will move pretty quickly on this. So We'll let you know if anything comes up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. He has the door, holds it open for you, and then exits as well.
I would like to step outside
Okay.
and call. Shit. Who do I call first?
We can just do a group call.
I'm
get
just
everybody
gonna
on
get
this.
on the Snapchat group that we probably have.
Could I have been listening with a bee?
That's fair. I did say you had eyes on the.
Oh wait, I
entire
knew the bee
building.
was there, so I'll just text Vivi. Problem, and then call Penny.
And he's probably still in the middle of all this searching through. Yeah.
We have like 10 problems.
Yeah, tell me about it. I can't fucking find it. Sorry. What are yours?
Probably worse than the books and the Google.
I'm gonna make one suggestion. Can we get Feng in on this too?
Yeah, I'll call both.
Okay. Maybe either call them both, or Feng could already be back at, because he was going back to the Isa house, right?
I like the scene in my head where it's like they just hear Livin' La Vida Loca blasting through the stereo, and Fang's like, "Hey, can you turn it down just a little?" Yeah, thanks. Hello.
Hey, so we have a bunch of problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
I talked to the detective that is on Jackie's case.
Good. And?
And the three of us have to go down to the station tomorrow to get fingerprinted to cross us off the suspect list, I guess. That's not a problem. I'm just letting you know that we have plans in the morning.
I'm already fingerprinted and in 4 databases. I work for a cybersecurity company.
Okay, great. Well, you can call him and tell him that I have his card.
I too am fingerprinted, but for something completely different.
Turns to look at him.
Well, he's in an Uber right now.
I'm in an
so-
Uber right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he made it back to the house already. Never mind.
So we can talk about that later for sure. Vivi already knows, but the cops do think she might have been involved somehow. So that's bad number 1. Bad number 2, which Penny, I thought maybe you would want to know about. The cops are getting a warrant to pull all the security footage from the building, and they're probably going to have that tomorrow.
Shit. Okay.
And we blew up the side of the building.
Yeah, but because something blew up, it would make sense that security footage would be damaged. So I'll work on it.
Great.
I could stop by like Staples and get a really powerful magnet.
Does that actually work?
Do you think that security footage is on actual tape anymore?
Oh, I was just gonna fry a server, but
I definitely didn't think that.
Fair. Well, you get your magnet and I'll try to get in my way. I'd like to try and get into security footage and scramble it.
hey, the Uber guy says you have to actually do it on the app. You can't make any pit stops. I don't think a Staples is open this late.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just get here.
Oh, and bad number 3, confirmed Jackie was definitely stabbed.
Great.
Right now, they think that the explosion was an accident and that someone used that as an opportunity to sort of get in and attack her. She's still awake.
Did they say why?
They said she was mixed up with some bad people, and they think Vivi might be one of them. This is cool.
Well, I mean, that part is true.
Vivi's not a bad person.
Fine.
I told him about Elvis guy to try to throw him off the trail. I don't know how much of it stuck.
No, that was good. I mean, it was true, so. All right. You okay?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna stick around to see if she wakes up.
All right.
At this point, I think we're just trying to
may-
throw him off Vivi.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Alibi. I've been listening to so many true crime podcasts lately, and I'm so glad. So I told them we got there around dinner time. It was probably a little after 7. That the 4 of us, the 3 of us and Jackie, were hanging out, chilling. We left a little bit before the explosion happened because that happened at 10. I said 9:30 to 9:45. I told them Penny went home. I told them Feng was with me.
I didn't go home. I went to the casino, which is a good thing because it means that I'm on that security footage. Okay. Cool.
I told them you told me you were going home. So.
Right. Okay.
And Feng, you were with me.
Da, 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 da. He's played this song 4 times in a row. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it is catchy.
Right, I was with you. Got it.
I may have someone that we all need to meet tomorrow.
Okay.
She's kind of like the most powerful hunter in my family.
Not to
Her name's
brag.
Moxie.
That's fun.
She's yeah. I don't know. I think she just kind of creeps me out, but I guess most people do. Anyway, she wanted to meet some of the other animal users that I know. So
Great. Brunch?
sure. Fingerprinting and then brunch. Woohoo.
Y'all really know how to treat a guy.
Stick with me, my friend. We'll do all of the interesting brunch options.
Since she's important, should I like bring something?
She drove a Maserati here, so
I'll wear a skirt.
okay.
Khakis and a shirt it is, because not going home tonight.
Oh, right.
Wait, where are you going?
He's
Over
coming
to
over
Penny's.
here.
Oh,
Not like that.
cute.
Do you know how many spare bedrooms I have?
Wait, not like what?
Don't even worry
Nothing.
about it.
I feel like I'm being used here for a joke.
Jealous though.
Also, I can't fucking find this thing. You hear her on the other end lighting up a cigarette.
You've got to stop smoking.
I'll stop smoking. When things actually fucking go my way for once.
You know that's the reason you have so much trouble at hot yoga, right? It's because you can't fucking breathe.
I have trouble with hot yoga because it's fucking hot in there.
And also your lungs don't work right, Penny. Destroying your
It works just
instrument.
fine. I don't sing.
Come on. Sorry, it's like the 5th time.
I'd drop him down to 3 stars at this point.
No, don't do that. If you rate them anything less than 5, they get talked to. It's horrible.
I mean, some of them deserve it.
I mean, he offered me free water, so that's fine. And it is
Alright.
a catchy song.
It is very catchy. just send any more updates as needed, and Feng, just come through the back area. Since we have a guest, I don't really want to explain that in the morning.
Just gotta keep your presence a secret.
You don't see it, but Penny flushes a little bit.
The water.
All right, I'm hanging up now unless we have anything else to discuss.
No, I think that was all of the bad things.
Great. We'll talk tomorrow at Fingerprint Brunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna check on Vivi.
Come on.
Good idea.
All right.
Okay,
Why is
bye.
Martin stuck in my
Hangs up
head?
first.
Click.
When you hang up, you have a response to your text. You said like we have a problem. The response is, "Yeah, that's Joey. He's fun." And then like as you're reading that text, you get another one that says, "And I heard all that. Bugged your phone. Bee emoji." And like you look down at your phone and like a bee crawls out from behind it.
Oh god. Hi, little guy. Okay, bye.
So am I invited to brunch? Croissant emoji.
Yeah, totally. You should not be at the fingerprinting part.
Yeah, no, you guys get manis on your own.
So are you gonna need like to lay low? Is there like a burn notice on you? Listen, I do not know a lot about what you do. I have watched a lot of USA.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay, well,
It's
you're
fine.
doing a bad job.
They've never caught me before.
Well, they know your whole last name.
Yeah. ... Bye. She says bye while texting. She doesn't
I was
say,
about to say,
bye on the phone.
Bye by text, not on the phone. Check.
I think Piper just thinks for like a minute and then ends up not responding. She doesn't know what to do with that.
A shadow swings off a distant rooftop.
Vivi gets one more text. Okay, Batman.
This is Feng.
Shit.
Amazing. There's a group chat opened up with everybody's phone numbers from an unknown phone number for Feng and Penny, and it says, "I'm bringing donuts." Donut emoji.
On the group Snapchat, it's just Fang selfie rocking out to Living La Vida Loca.
He does a quick video with the driver. It's great.
I'm still saying 4 stars.
So, unless somebody else has another quip they want to get in.
Also, don't take water from strangers.
Was it already opened?
No, it cracked when I turned the thing. Lid. That's what it's called. I'm tired.
We get that whole text from Fang. The lid. That's what it's called.
All right. So Penny wants to try to see what she can find about the security footage.
Yes. She will surreptitiously let Fang in and post him up in a different spare bedroom far away from Moxie.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything tonight?
I'm staying at the hospital, I guess.
Yeah, Piper will get to yours because you want to talk to Jackie. Vivi, did you have anything you were gonna do?
I think one thing she'll do is she'll swing by the casino that Stephanie owns. And she'll just send a couple of bees in to try and do a little bit of recon to like see if possibly maybe they had anything to do with my good friend Jackie getting stabbed, because that was the last person that I vexed just before it happened, and they do know me and Jackie.
Okay. So looking in on the Platinum Star Casino and Stephanie.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. What do I do first? Let's do the penny thing because I actually think that'll probably resolve pretty quick. Because I'm going to use a compel as Penny. You are looking into the information, the apartment complex, and I think as you're beginning to go onto their website, you get some pretty clear clues that you might not be able to find anything because this is a pretty dated apartment building. And it does not look like the security system is on any sort of like network.
Yes, which means it probably got blown up. Yes.
The only thing that got blown up was somebody's apartment. It was somebody's apartment and one of the in the street. The most of the building was fine. It wasn't like the whole building got blown up.
So it's just shitty.
It's just shitty. So the only way you're probably going to be able to get access to the security footage is if you go on site.
Fuck. Okay, then as soon as Feng shows up, Penny like grabs her coat and a laptop and like just grabs him by the arm and is like, "We're going on a field trip. Come on."
Yay! Wait, what?
And I guess we're going to the apartment complex to try and figure out a way to scramble that footage.
Orders another Uber. It's the same guy who just did a lap in the compound.
Excellent.
Oh, you can hear it coming.
Yep.
Upside, inside out.
Also, don't be forgetting to take your fate points for the compels too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we get to keep those, right? Even if
Yeah, if you're over your refresh limit, then at the next session you will have whatever you ended the previous session on.
Cool.
Vivi, we'll do yours, and we'll go to Piper, and that might be all we get to today. You're gonna send bees into the casino to try to find Stephanie?
Yeah.
Sounds so threatening.
Okay.
I'm sending bees into the casino.
Go ahead and do you want to still use the same stunt you were doing before, or do
you have to spend a fate point in order to use a stunt, don't you?
No, not unless it specifies.
Oh.
Yeah. The only time it's
Quietly
the book
marks fate
recommends that
point
you
back.
have a the only time the book recommends that you use the fate point system for stunts is like if it is something like adding additional shifts to a hit in combat. As far as I'm aware, the only time unless it specifies use a fate point, you can just do it.
Understood. All right. I'm doing it then.
Okay.
So that's a
go to roll.
sorry. That's a 5.
Damn, you guys are rolling really well today.
The dice are hot.
Yeah. So you're familiar enough with the Platinum Star. It's a fairly big casino. You've probably been here before, or you have been here before. Probably been to the casino part before. Your bees go scattering out, winding their way through, spreading out. It's a very large building, but you're aware of where the administrative offices probably are. They're on the first floor. But it's behind like the employee access areas. your bees are able to easily kind of bypass those, either skirting in unseen when one of the doors opens as one of the employees comes like wheeling out a cart from one of the back rooms as they're loading chips in and out from the vaults, or taking cash deposits back in. You find what you're looking for in the very kind of back of this, far away from all the employee stuff, to the point where your bees can't even really hear the clattering of slot machines and the whirring of bells and whistles and sirens and stuff, and the chattering of people. Instead, it is quiet, subdued, as you see the image of one of your bees entering one of these back rooms. It's very kind of lushly decorated back here. Red velvet carpet. There, a desk against the far wall. A few like high, very sort of like gaudy, very ornate paintings in gaudy looking frames set into the walls as well. And some couches kind of set up like in a meeting space at the front of the room, where you see sitting there on one of these couches, currently with a glass of scotch, reading over some documents, a blonde woman with her hair put back into like a bun on the back of her head, wearing a very clean suit, is Stephanie. She sort of stifles a yawn as she's looking over these reports, and one of the doors opens leading into this room. Pretty brutish looking figure, one of the wearing a security earpiece, steps in and says, ma'am, Julius is here to see you. She gives a nod, and he opens up the door, and somebody else steps in behind. A gentleman with a where's my description here? A gentleman wearing a leopard print suit, gold colored shoes, and a with like a sort of a dark, very tanned complexion, black hair that's sort of swept back. No, it's not Johnny Pencil Fingers Jones. This is Julius. You've met Julius in a prior timeline. He comes in and says, "Oh, Stephanie, darling, it's good to see you," and sits down with her across on the couch, sort of crossing his legs and spreading his arms out. She takes a more rigid posture, looking across at him. Says, "Julius, what is it now?" "Oh, nothing. I was looking into that business for you that you asked about earlier, regarding that unfortunate business deal that went wrong." She gives a curt nod. "Well, looks like the handler had a bit of an accident earlier tonight." She furrows her brow, sits forward a bit. "You didn't have anything to do with this, did you?" "Oh, no, me? Not at all. Somebody got through it far before I could set up anything myself. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, so we no longer have to have any involvement." She sits back, gives a very dry smile. "Now, what makes you say that?" "Well, it's done. We took care of the person that reneged on this side of the deal. Nobody knows where to mess with you anymore. Words are kept. Blah, blah, blah. That sort of thing." Everything's sunny. No, you don't mind, do you? He begins to pour himself a drink. I don't think it's that easy, Julius. No? Why do you say that? Because she wasn't the problem. Right. The thief. Julius, do your damn job. She wakes up. Do what you're gonna do. Get information. Find out where Vivi's at. And bring her to me. Right. Well, lucky for you. I have a few people at the hospital ready. They'll be there when she wakes up. Good. We need to find this jar as soon as possible, okay? Just get to the point. Get it back here. That's what I'm paying you for. If I need to find someone else, I will. No. Please. I understand loud and clear. You'll have it soon. I'm off then. Thank you for the drink. Lovely seeing you. He stands, begins to leave, and says, and Stephanie speaks up as he begins to leave and says, one more thing. I just want to reiterate. Once you have it, make sure we make a strong enough statement. Okay? I don't want this happening again. Right. Understood. Have a good evening. Try to get some sleep. You're seeing some bags under your eyes. Get out. Right. All right. Shuts the door.
Vivi is gonna walk over to a payphone. Do we still have those?
Sure.
In Vegas? Yeah.
I
Alright.
want to wipe it down though.
Yeah. She walks up. she
Before
wipes it
and
down.
after.
It pulls out a wet wipe. I feel like she just has these, just make sure there's no fingerprints on things. She's also wearing gloves. She does both of these things. Punches in a number and puts the receiver up to her ear. And she says, "Hi. Yeah. Can I speak to Detective Bach, please?" And we can leave off there if you want.
Yeah, let's leave off there. That'll be something good to come back to later on. Okay. I've got so many notes to add. I just improv'd a scene that I need to put stuff on. And then now that. Okay, we got a lot going on. Let's end with Piper. Piper. You are sitting, waiting out in the hallway.
Piper has been standing out in the hallway, just cycling through things, coming up with what lie she is going to tell so she can be the first person in the room when Jackie wakes up.
Okay.
Just gone
As you
through
were waiting.
several iterations.
As if on cue, one of the nurses comes out a little bit in a hurry and says, goes to the nurse at the station and says, "The patient in bed 3 is awake. Can you please let the doctor know?"
Excuse me.
Nurse turns around. "Sorry, they can help you here. I have some business to take care of."
Yeah, it's
Begins
just
to walk away.
is Jackie, is she awake?
Yes, she just woke up. We've taken her off the ventilator. seems to be getting. I'm sorry. Who are you?
A friend of hers. Piper?
Right. Uh, They don't have visitors in the ICU. If you're wanting to see her, we'll let you know when she gets moved to her own room. Okay.
It's just really important that I speak to her right away.
Go ahead and I don't know. We'll do rapport.
Okay. Not
Want to
very
spend a fate
good.
point there?
Not very good. Yeah. Can I reroll,
Okay.
please?
You can invoke one of your aspects to reroll. Which aspect are you going to invoke?
Going to say alarmingly ambitious.
Okay.
Because I think Piper would do a lot to get into this room first.
Okay. Go and roll.
Rolled so bad. That's better than it was. Way better than it was. 6.
Yeah, I'd say it's better than I don't know what it was before, but
I rolled very bad. Many minuses.
what does Piper say? Kind of pushing it, utilizing this aspect. How does she acting?
I think she gets a little aggressive, not mean, but aggressive, and just like, listen, you know who I am, right?
Well, yes, I know who you are, ma'am.
Obviously. Jackie's a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and she's been through a lot, according to the cops that are here, and the detective that is here, and the nurses, and the doctor that are surrounding her, and she is going to need somebody by her side to support her when she wakes up. And that's going to be me. So.
Okay. All right. Nobody's in bed too, so you can go in. You can speak with her a bit, but once the doctor gets here, you're going to have to step out.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Just make it quick, okay? So you step into the ICU, big open room, a couple of the patients in the nearby beds, and you see Jackie resting in one of the beds on your left. She looks rough, very pale. Her eyes kind of like partially open. As you come walking up, she kind of, slightly raspy voice says, "You're Piper?"
Yeah. Jackie, don't have a lot of time. I need you to tell me what happened.
What are you doing here?
We're trying to figure out who did this to you.
Am I in the hospital?
You're in the ICU.
Oh. Ow.
Do you remember
Fuck.
anything?
Yeah. You all were there. There was an explosion. You jumped out the window.
After that. After we left.
I was cleaning up, and a cop came to the door, and the men, they started asking me questions, and went to grab something, and then I felt this pain in my stomach, and when I opened my eyes, I was on the floor, and there was somebody standing there, and it wasn't the same person.
Who was it?
It was a woman. I think they had, their hair was like, looked purple, and their eyes were white.
Anything else?
Yeah. They, I remember them saying something. I don't know if they were talking to me or not. They were putting something on the wall. It was like they were using my blood. And I kept kind of fading in and out. And there was a moment where they stopped there. And they stopped moving. And it's like they were talking to somebody that I couldn't see. They were talking about you. The four of you. It's like they were describing you to someone.
Okay. The doctor's going to want to talk to you, and the cops are going to want to talk to you. If I give you a story, can you remember it to stick to it?
Yeah, but you're gonna tell me what's going on as soon as I'm out of here.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. What do I need to say?
After dinner, around 7 o'clock, me and Penny and Feng came over. We're friends. We hung out for a couple of hours. Around 9:30, we left. There was an explosion somewhere in the building. Shit got wrecked. Whatever you want to say about that time. Tell them about the cop who came to your door. And you tell them about Elvis. Nothing else. It'll make them think somebody is dressing up to get close to you.
Yeah, I got it.
And you've never heard of Vivian Coyle.
Okay. Kind of wishing that was true.
You're gonna be okay. And we're gonna figure this out.
And at that moment, the doors to the ICU swing open, and the doctor comes in, the nurses alongside, and they begin to sort of usher you out, Piper. As that is happening, we're going to pan out down the hall, standing at the end of, currently leaning against a door frame, kind of halfway into a patient's room where a patient is currently sleeping, or appears to be sleeping at least. and staring back down the hall near where Piper is exiting from the ICU is a leopard print suited gentleman, suspiciously standing there, chewing on a toothpick. He watches Piper leave, cocks an eyebrow, and then moves back towards the elevators. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. Good game, everyone. Change the music. Good session, y'all. We'll be back in 2 weeks to pick this up, I believe. Everybody gets a minor milestone. It's part of the end of our session. Reminder what you can do with those. Switching the rank values to 2 skills. Replacing 1 average skill with one that's on your sheet. You can change out your stunts. You can get a new stunt if you want to lose the refresh. Or you can rename one of your aspects if you feel that isn't your high concept. If you feel that's appropriate. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. Does anyone have anything they want to plug or promote before we get going? No? No. Okay. I didn't kill anyone today.
No.
Proud of me.
Just threatened
We're
to.
proud of you too.
Threatened to. We'll get there. We'll be back, like I said, in 2 weeks to pick this up. Join us in the meantime tomorrow, Sunday, at 4 o'clock Eastern Time for Vesen, playing a game called Thursday's Children. And currently getting into a new mystery, I believe, which involves some sort of Van Helsing motherfucker. Kind of. A mountain of a man.
I
has
made a
walked into
mountain
our
of a
lives.
man in a Van Helsing outfit.
Yeah. So come join us for that tomorrow. Check out our full lineup for the week. Got other streams going on. And follow us on all the places. Click all the buttons below our faces if you're watching us on Twitch. Just click all those buttons, then click all the other buttons that show up on the windows that come up, and just keep clicking until you get tired. We will see everyone back here next time. Thank you to my lovely players for being awesome and helping me tell a good story, and everyone out there in the chat for engaging. We'll see you next time. Until then, good game and good night, Internet.